Good evening, 4-3. Tonight we're going to start with lesson 14. Use place value understanding to decompose to smaller units up to 3 times using the standard subtraction algorithm, and apply the algorithm to solve word problems using tape diagrams. We're going to continue to use those tape diagrams. So today, after today's lesson, I want you to bring those tape diagrams to school tomorrow so I can check them out. All right. Use the standard algorithm to solve the following subtraction problem. Now we're going to go back and use that place value chart and the place value discs, because using the place value chart would help us really understand even more how to subtract using the standard algorithm way. You need to understand that number sense of why we are doing what we're doing, and the place value chart really explains that very well. Again, I want you to always draw out your place value chart. I don't want you to get pre-made ones. I want you to remember what the ones are, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, the 10,000s, the 100,000s, and then the millions. I want you to keep practicing those places. All right, I'm going to model this algorithm, this subtraction problem, and we're going to start off using this number right here, 371,089. So we have 3 in the 100,000 column. We have 7 in the 10,000 column, and notice I'm using a 10 frame. That will help us better when we want to group our tens together so we can make 100,000s or 10,000s, and just help us regroup better. Then we have 1,000. We do not have any hundreds. We have 8 tens, so I'm going to make that 10 frame again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have 9 ones, and I'm going to make that 10 frame again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in our old way of learning, especially for me and for your parents, we were always taught to regroup, then subtract. Regroup, then subtract. Regroup, then subtract. But now in this way of learning this math, we are going to regroup first and then subtract. Set up your problem. By borrowing, do not take away yet, just set your problem up for the full way to subtract. And we're going to use the place value chart to help us with this, and you'll see what I mean when we continue with this lesson. All right, so if we go into the ones, we can subtract 9 minus 2. We can do that. So we don't need to regroup. There's no problem there. But if we go into the tens, it's 8 minus 9. So that means we have 8 tens and we need to take away 9. Well, we can't do that. So we need to go to the hundreds. But there is nothing in the hundreds. So that case, we have to go now to the thousands. And we are going to take 1,000 away and cash this in and give 10 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hundredths. Now we're able to take 100 away and cash it in for 10 tens now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we have 18 tens, and we have 9 hundredths, but we do not have any thousands now. But if we look over here at the thousands place, 1 take away 5, we don't have any now. We have 0 in the thousands because we regrouped, and when we want to take away 5, so now we need to go to the 10,000s and cash that in for 10,000s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now in the thousands, we have 10 in the thousands now, and we can take away 5 from here. So that works. We can take away 5. If we go back into the 10,000s, we have 6 in the 10,000s. We're able to take away 2 away, so we do not need to regroup here. And we have 3 in the 100,000s, but we're not taking anything away, so we're safe here. So now this is the way it looks in a place value chart of how to model this subtraction problem on the standard algorithm. This is a perfect way to model what's going on in here and how we regrouped. So now let's look at the standard algorithm way of solving the subtraction problem. We'll go back and work on the place value chart and show what the new number is going to be there, but let's first look at the subtraction problem. So the ones problem, first we're going to just do all the regrouping and then we'll do the subtraction part. 9 minus 2, we can do that, no problem there. So we're going to move on to the tens. We have 8 tens, take away 9 tens. We can't do that. So we need to move over 2 columns. 1,000, take away 5,000. We can't do either, but we're going to borrow 1 from him. We're going to borrow 1,000 from him, and he left with a 0. And now I'm left with 10 hundredths. But in order for me to subtract my tens, I need to borrow another from him, and he becomes 9 hundredths, and he becomes 18 tens. But I'm still having a problem with the thousands. I have a 0, so I need to go to the 10,000s place and take 1 away from them and give them 1 there. So now we're left with 10 minus 5, we're left with 6 minus 2, and then 3 minus 0. So now we were able to regroup, and now we're able to subtract. So let's go back to the ones. 9 minus 2 is 7. 18 minus 9 is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. 10 minus 5 is 5. 6 minus 2 is 4. And 3 minus nothing is 3. So it's 345,897. Okay, now let's go to the place value chart and figure out the new number there. Let's set up our columns. And start subtracting. All right, so here we have in the ones 9, and we're going to take away 2. 1, 2, and we are left with 7. In the 10 column, we have 18, and we're going to take away 9. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we are left with 9. In the hundredths, we have 9, and we're going to take away 1, so we're left with 8. In the thousands place, we have 10, but we have to take 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're left with 5. In the 10,000s place, we are left with 6, but we have to take away 2. 1, 2, and that means we're left with 4. And in the 100,000s, we're not taking away anything, so we're just going to leave those 3 place value discs alone, and it still left is 3. So 345,897 is the answer, and that's what we got here. So perfect. All right, 4-3. In May, the New York Public Library had 124,061 books checked out. Of those books, 31,117 were mystery books. How many of the books checked out were not mystery books? So here we are going to use a tape diagram, and we have the total here, 124,061 books checked out. Of those books, 31,117 were mystery books. How many books were checked out that were not mystery? So we're going to use a tape diagram. I'm going to start with M. And I'm going to use the that Singapore way and do it side by side. And not mystery. So here's our tape diagram. All right, and I'm just going to make them the same size. It's okay. And the mystery, we had 31 31,117. So I'll put that in here. 31,117 were checked out of mystery books. And if we continue to read on, they want to know how many mystery books, how many were books that were checked out that were not mystery books. So we don't know what the value of this tape is, because those were the not mystery books. They want to know how many were checked out of those. But this big number up here is the total. So we're going to put that total over here, 124,061. This tape and this tape both together equal this total amount. So we need to find out this missing value. Another choice of doing this tape diagram would be next to each other like this. And this one is the mystery books, 31,117. This side is the unknown, that's the not mystery books. This is the value that we need to figure out. And then here's the total, 124,061. So you get to choose which type diagram you would like to use when you're solving your word problems. You could use it this way, the Singapore way, or you could use it this way. Any way is fine. So now we're able to subtract. And we're going to start with the bigger number, 124,061. Take away 31,117. And remember, we are going to set our problem up by regrouping first, and then we subtract. And the ones we cannot do, so we have to go to the tens. And we need to borrow 1 10. And this becomes 5 tens, and this becomes 11 ones. Then we go to the hundreds, 0 minus 1. We cannot do, so we need to go to the thousands and take 1,000 away. This is left with 3 now. And in the hundreds, we're left with 10 hundredths. Then if we continue on and go to the 10,000s, we cannot do 20,000, take away 30,000s. We can't do that, so we need to go to the 100,000s and take 1 away, and we're left with 0. And now we've got 12 10,000s, and now we're able to subtract. 11 minus 7 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. 10 minus 1 is 9. 3 minus 1 is 2. And 12 minus 3 is 9. And 0 minus 0 is 0. So we left with how many books were checked out that were not mystery was 92,944. 92,944. Now again, you get to choose what tape diagram you would like to use to help solve the problem. So whatever you choose tonight, you can do the stacked method, which Singapore uses. That's the stacked, or you could use the side by side. Whatever one that you choose works best for you. Okay, in our next word problem, we have a Class A dump truck can haul 239 pounds of dirt. A Class C dump truck can haul 600,200 pounds of dirt. How many more pounds can a Class C truck have than a Class A truck? All right, well, we have two subjects here. We have Class A and a Class C. And we're going to set up with a diagram. And I'm going to do a stacking one like the one that Singapore uses. A. And I'm going to make my tape. And C. And I'm going to make this tape the same size as that tape. And I can always go back. Once I have to read the problem again and again and again, I can change my tape to make them a different size if I choose to. All right, so let's go back to that problem. A Class A dump can haul 239 pounds of dirt. So that's important, so we need to write that in here. 239,000 pounds. Now, a Class C dump truck can haul 600,200 pounds. So now, looks like I'm going to have to add a little bit more to my tape diagram in order to show that many more pounds, because this one is larger than A. So if this size, if this tape diagram is the same size as this one, I should be able to write 239,000 also in here, because it's the same size. But notice, this whole thing here is equal to what? It's equal to 600,200 pounds. So how much longer would this one be than A? So this is the missing value right here. This is the value that we need to find. And how we're going to find that is through subtraction. Okay, so I set up our standard algorithm way to solve the subtraction. And I'm going to start, remember, regrouping first, and then we subtract. So if I go to the ones, there's a 0. Tens, a 0. So far, so good. In the hundreds, 2 take away 0, we can do that. Here we go into the thousands, 0 minus 9. We have 0 thousands, but we want to take away 9. We can't do that, so we're going to go into the 10 thousands. But there are 0 10,000s, and we want to take away 3 10,000s. We're not able to do that. Again, so we need to go to the 100,000s, and we need to take away 1 from him, and we're left with 500,000s. Then we need to give that 1 to the 10,000s, but we need to take 1 away from him and make it 9 10,000s, so we can give 1 to the thousands. Now we look like we're safe to subtract now. Once we did all of our regrouping, now we can subtract. So in our ones, 0 minus 0 is 0. Tens, 0. Hundreds, 2. 10 minus 9, 1,000. 9 minus 3 is 6 10,000s. And in the 100,000s, 5 minus 2 is 3. So this missing value is 361,200. Okay, 4-3, now you give it a try. See how much you have learned tonight. Use the standard algorithm to solve the following subtraction problem. Now you can bring in your place value chart and model this subtraction problem using your place value discs. Remember to first regroup, then subtract. Here's another one. Again, make sure you regroup first and then subtract. Bring in a place value chart and place value discs to help model this. That would be great practice for you. Good luck. And here is your word problem. And I want to see a tape diagram. I want to see your tape diagram being brought into school tomorrow so I could see how you modeled and set up this word problem to help you answer it. Okay, keep it up. Keep up the great work. Can't wait to work with this with you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, guys.